All right, hello everyone, and welcome to the stream. Glad to be here. Today, the reason I'm coming on here, it's a topic that I've been wanting to talk about, and I've been kind of biting my tongue on this because I've was trying to wait and see what's going to happen, and then we find out that there's an update that's going to take place with FSX 2020. But here's the problem. This is my problem. Accessibility is not being touched on this update. And I got a problem with that. I have a problem with that. And I'm saying why? Why not? Why is it, that, it's more than just me. So I don't want someone to say, well, you seem to be the only one worried about it. Like, I'm not worried about it as much. I'm just concerned on priority. Now, me and Declan have spoke about this in the past about priorities and different things, and it comes down to the whole uh, side of marketing and the side of money and all this stuff. So I understand it from that side that Microsoft has to please those that are, where are they going to make more money? Are they going to make more money from, those of us that are visually impaired and want to fly with FSX 2020? Or are they going to make it more with the sighted that want to fly with FSX 2020? So we're going to talk about it a little bit. I've got Brandon here with us, and we'll let him share his thoughts on it as well. And, well, if you've got an opinion on this, you can do the same thing. I'm going to go and I'm going to open up the chat.
Sim brief downloader.
I am going to ask you to keep it, about the topics that we're talking about, because one, we're streaming and we just want to get through the stream, and then, if you want to talk about other stuff, you can always message me or email or something outside of streaming.
Recycle bin 7. RS Games Client. Restream chat 5 of 55.
So let's open up the
Wait cursor. On open O.
here.
Send with backup moved. Shred. Open. Run as administrator. Folder view list. App start cursor. Normal cursor. Normal cursor.
We'll at least open it up. We'll have it there.
Restream chat row 1 column 1. Normal cursor. Restream chat. Header clickable. Click. Type a message. Edit blank. Clickable menu button. Type a message. Edit blank. Clickable menu button.
Okay,
type a message. Edit blank. Restream chat document. Clickable menu. Type a message. Clickable menu.
Alright, we got it.
Graphics. Graphic. Hello. 50 restream dot header. Clickable. 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 Blank. 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 Click. Click out of 50. Hello. Graphic. Click. Click up button unavailable. Ops 27.1.3. 60. That's some online streaming. Asked. The channels. Restream chat. Ops 27. Ops 27.
Alright, so here we are. I'm still on this jumpy router, so if it disconnects, don't blame me. Blame my router. Okay. So let's talk about this, Brandon. What is now? I know you're not simming right now. You've not been able to sim with 2020 at all, so it's gonna be hard for you to really give your perspective on it 100%. But you've seen it. You've seen me fly with it. You've seen what I can do with it. You've seen what the abilities are that that we're able to do with it. So when you look at it and you say, hey, there's a big update coming out, and then all of a sudden you find out that accessibility is not part of that update. What does that tell you on a personal level?
Truthfully, on a personal level, and yes, I'm going to be simming with that soon as well, so I'm going to try it myself. But personally, that tells me that either A, somebody is really not committing to accessibility and just giving us lip service and stringing us along, which I hope that's not the case, or B, there's a lot of other priorities right now on top of putting in accessibility, but they're just trying to fix other things and then adding in accessibility later. And you were talking about the whole money thing earlier about marketing. I want to just add in here. If you're a developer and you put in accessibility,
No city nearby. South Atlantic Ocean.
in all honesty, you're going to be making a little bit more money because of the fact that you're going to include a small market that generally doesn't get accessibility off the bat. You know,
Hmm.
you're missing out on a really, really good market here if you when you work in accessibility into your product. And I've said that about iOS. I'll say it about this too. I think accessibility is very vital for projects.
I agree.
And just because we're a small market doesn't mean that we should be missing out because of somebody's
Hmm.
not understanding about it or not wanting to learn about it.
And I get it, guys. We're a small community. But again, I mean, if it's 20 people that go out and buy FSX 2020 because it's accessible now, that's 20 more people. That's 20 more
And
people
$20
that
more.
at well, more than $20. It's, I mean,
Well, okay, it's like 60, but still, that's a really good chunk of money. Still, that's the point.
I
Like
mean, you take
20 people.
say $60 at 20 people. 6 times 2 is 12. That's what, $120? No,
Yeah, no,
it'd be $1,200, right? Am I doing my math right? 6 times 0 is 0. 6 times 2 is 12.
yep,
I think it's
that'd be
1,200.
1,200.
I think it'd be
That's
1,200.
still a pretty good chunk of money
I mean,
you would get.
and here's the other thing is their accessibility has been touched. There is, FSX 2020 does have accessibility, and it's doable. I would say if the cursor was fixed, the keyboard, what do they call it? The keyboard cursor or something like that.
Keyboard, keyboard. What do they call it? Keyboard accessibility, I believe, is what they call it.
Yeah, and basically, when being able to menu up and down arrow through the menus. What I don't understand is that used to work and then it stopped, and only part of it works now. So it it got broken, but not even fixing that on the update. Why? Why
Yeah,
not?
that's yeah. I don't understand that either.
I don't get that.
Like, what is much more important than fixing one simple thing that you had working before? Like, it wouldn't even take you 2 seconds to re-implement that. Like, what is so hard about fixing that?
Yeah, exactly. And look, I'm not saying FSX 2020 is horrible, but
No, I'm not either.
it's
It's definitely got to get some work done.
I mean, yes. Can I jump in a plane and do a flight with FSX 2020? A flight that I do online, not on VATSIM, but as in online, as in one, flying for one of the airlines. Yes, I can, but there's only one thing that I have an issue with the AI, and that is the way that AI flies it. So
Yeah,
basically, the AI doesn't. Number one, it doesn't connect to the frequencies for ILS. It doesn't even bother with that at all.
no.
Um, and we can't really, we can't use TFM on it because TFM, there's no airport information.
There's no runway data
Right,
with TFM for FS 2020.
right. And so we can't connect that way. So when you do a flight, AI is going to take you from point A to point B, and it's just going to take you and land you at the runway. It's not flying the star. It's not flying via SID. Now, I know what some are going to say. Well, there's FS Tramp. You're right. There is. But that's not even there's still problems with that as well.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not enough to where it's manageable. Like it would be when we would fly on P3D with FS Tramp. FS Tramp would fly the SID, the Star, all that stuff, and it was manageable. It doesn't really, I don't know, it's got some things that need fixed. So I just think that, if come on, Microsoft, give us a little more accessibility this year on 2020.
Yeah, and stop putting in your Twitter feeds, oh, it's accessible with narrator when clearly there's work to be done. That's another thing that bothers me that they do. They'll put
Have they recently said that?
They haven't recently said that, but when they've done it in the past, they're just amping up. Oh, it's fully accessible. It's this, and people
Saying
are
that
pointing
it's
out to them, look,
accessible
no,
with
it's
narrator. Listen, when you load it, you used to get the narrator that would read all that screen right there. Now it does not. You got to do like shift up arrow or something like that, and it'll put you into part of the menu where you can go to your profile, you can go to the settings, and you can go to the logbook. Logbook is not accessible, by the way, and that's not a big deal. Not worried about that. But again, something got broken somewhere, and it's almost like it's not. What are you guys doing with it? Are you even looking
it's
at
like
it?
they're treating accessibility there as an afterthought.
You know, the reason that I even did this stream was I got a couple of emails about 2020. Wanting to get my input on, where the priority lies with accessibility for, those of us that are visually impaired, and even accessibility for those that have seizures and stuff like that. That's not fully fixed either, from my understanding.
I'm just gonna say at this point, for the people who are wanting to know, it boils down to we really don't know right now where their priorities are with accessibility. I mean, we honestly don't.
Well, they were asking me, basically, where did I think that, their priorities lied? And I'll tell you, their priorities lie on what they can do with ease.
Mm-hmm.
Accessibility is not something that they're used to probably messing with. Clearly, if it was something simple that they understood, it would already be accessible. So I understand that this is a learning curve for everyone, even the programmers probably. Because it doesn't matter how good of a programmer you are, if you don't understand the side of accessibility on what really makes the sim accessible to us, well, then you're running in circles. So you got to understand how we use it with accessibility. What do we need to be able to fly the different airplanes and stuff? And how do we do it? Stuff like that. The narrator reading the menu, that's good and all, but that's just a needle of the haystack on accessibility for giving us the ability to fly at ease. Um,
Yep.
No city nearby. South Atlantic Ocean.
I, I just want to see some more accessibility come out this year in 2022. I hope it does. I hope we see it. Um, at this point, I don't really have an answer to tell you when there's going to be more accessibility delivered. What I can tell you is accessibility. Well, it's not on the update that's going to be coming out,
Mm-mm.
and we know that for
And
a
that's a
fact.
shame. That's a shame.
Um, I you know I don't know. I just wish that they would stop for a minute and realize that okay, yes, it, it's normal for sighted people to fly in a sim, and to them it's a little not so normal to them for the blind flying in a sim, but that's what we enjoy doing. We know we can do it. It's been proven to you. We have proven to you that we can fly planes if the accessibility is there. TFM has
Yep.
proven that to the world. TFM's proven that.
Yep. Yep.
Um, even ITY, it's your plane.
IYP.
Well,
Yeah.
whatever the letters are. That 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 was even proof that there's accessibility being delivered. Um,
Mm-hmm.
so you know that we can fly if the accessibility's there. Now all you need to do is give us a little more priority.
Seriously, I would like to see that myself. I don't like being put on back burners like this.
And to those that are real big supporters of 2020, uh, this isn't a live stream to hurt your feelings. It's just a live stream of what the facts are. If it was accessible, I would do all my flights with it.
I would too.
But
I'll be honest, I like the sounds in 2020 a lot.
yeah, me too. So here's my question to those that might be watching now or watching later. What type of accessibility would you like to see with 2020? That's the first question. What type of accessibility would you personally like to see 2020 to come out with? Second question. If accessibility is delivered, will you fly 2020 more? Or will you stick with what you got? Now, me personally, I'll fly both because I like to fly the PMDG airplanes. Now, once they can deliver that to 2020, they say they're going to, but there's no date on when that's going to happen. So I don't really, I'm not getting my hopes up until I see it. Um, I mean, Brandon, you know this much. You know that when accessibility was brought up before 2020 came out, I said the same thing. I'm not getting my
You
hopes
did.
up on nothing. I will believe it when I see it. Well, now
Yep.
I'm seeing what there is, but most of all, I'm seeing
What
what
there isn't.
what there isn't, what's missing. There's a whole lot missing. Please don't think that narrator talking is what's going to deliver the accessibility because that's not going to deliver anything.
No.
Just because the narrator talks, you got to be able to make it where the narrator will actually read us the information when we're in the cockpit. Like right now, when we're in the
Exactly.
cockpit, we can't really read anything unless we're using TFM. So, there's a lot of different scenarios and ways to look at this. So, um, again, leave your comments with your answers that you have for us. Maybe you've got your own questions or own thoughts. Please feel free to leave your comments down below. You can reach out to us and we'll get back to you as soon as we can, or we'll answer. The way I usually do emails, you guys, is I will usually answer them, and you can ask Brandon this. I usually don't reply to the emails personally. I will usually, if it's something that I can talk about, I'll just bring it up on a stream. I'll check the emails,
Mm-hmm.
and I wait a week or 3 or 4 days, and when I got a couple emails, I'll bring it up in a live stream or on a video that we publish. So if you
Yeah.
got questions, comments, or concerns, ideas, propositions, whatever you have, you can find the information in the description. Email us, follow us on Twitter, which is twitter.com/BVI pilots. You can also follow us on Twitch. That is twitch.tv/pilotlife2020. And then, of course, you got us, BVI pilots on YouTube and all that good stuff. So, before I go, Brandon, anything that you would like to add about FS 2020? If there's anything that you maybe someone from 2020 would hear this and you just want to ask them something or tell them something, do you have anything to to say to them?
Yeah, I would just say please don't put us on the back burner because I'm just going to be honest right now
It's
with the
hot.
way that we've been not getting. Yeah, it's very hot. So, no, honestly, the way I've been feeling because of the lack of accessibility improvements lately, I just feel like we're being put on hold for other priorities, which, like I said earlier, you include accessibility, you're going to get a lot more people buying your product and giving you feedback and giving you that sort of information about here's how you can improve your product. So just please don't ignore us.
Yeah.
That's all I'm asking. It's just a simple request.
No, I agree. Um, I guess what I want to say is this: no matter if it's P3D or 2020 or Steam, I've flown on all three of them, and I've had
Hey,
fun on all three
I've
of them.
flown on two.
But the one that's been most frustrating is FS 2020
Mm-hmm.
because of the things that I want to do and I can't. Like I did a flight the other day. Perfect flight. It was perfect. It started out cold and dark. It took off. When it did its land, as soon as the tires touched the ground, everything shut off.
I'm still baffled by that one.
Yeah, it's like what is going on here? So this is all I gotta say. Like Brandon said, right
No sitting
now
nearby. North
I
Atlantic Ocean.
feel like we're kind of at the back. I understand how marketing works. I understand that profits are to be made. But haven't you already made a really good profit?
Yeah, like does profit take precedence over your customer base? It just seems like it is right now.
I mean, you got your profit. You guys have done great. So, can we focus a little more on accessibility? Even, if you're only putting in a little bit of work toward accessibility once a week, give us something. Because people's going to start or already feel like, man, we're at the back, we're on the back burner here. It ain't going to happen. We're never going to be accessible. And
It's started, and I think if this trend continues, it's gonna grow.
I think that, well, I believe that more accessibility can be there.
Hmm.
I believe some things got broke that could be fixed. And if you fix that and add a little more accessibility, just a little bit each upgrade, you're going to see the positive side of all of it and not so much the negative side.
Yeah.
So FSX 2020 and the other company, I can't remember the name of the,
Explain.
no, the one that's in charge of the,
Oh, it's Sobo.
it's Obo, yeah. I understand that, you guys are on top of all this. Well, give us a little priority, will you? Um, because I think it's a great sim. I love the sound. I love the way that I I, I mean I even like the way the menus are laid out from left to right
I want to
and
start
up and
flying
down.
with it.
Start virtual. Start recording. Checkbox not checked.
So
Stop streaming. Checkbox checked. Scene transition.
if you
Control.
can
Start record.
just
Stop streaming. Checkbox checked.
give us some accessibility, that'd be greatly appreciated. Um, Again, what do you guys think about it? Go back, answer those questions that I brought up. Um, if you got any other comments or concerns, leave it in the comment section down below. Like I said, we're always coming on, either going live or recording videos. Um, that's just how we do things. uh,
Yep.
Anyways, I'm still going to fly with 2022. Don't get me wrong here. I'm not saying I've gave up on 2020, but I would fly a lot more with 2020 if if things were a little bit better. Cause I mean, there's other problems too. It's not just accessibility. There's problems with some people download it and their computer crashes. Or well, the sim
Yep.
crashes over and over. So, uh, and sometimes that's on their end, not the sim side of things. But I know there's still some bugs and stuff going on with 2020. So I know that stuff's got to be straightened out. But oh, one more thing I was going to bring up before we go. You need to do beta for accessibility only. You need to have a
I agree
different
with that.
team for accessibility.
Yes.
That way it's not mixed in with the other, uh, other people that's doing it for just how the Sim's doing overall. We need to have a beta for accessibility. And I think we need about at least 10 people. At the least
Mhm.
10 people. And with 10 people at the least, 20 at the max. I don't think we need like 100 people doing it.
I think 10 to 20 would be a
10 to
good
20
number.
people, 20 at the max. You would have all kinds of feedback. And if you had, if you go and you fix things that's reported, it's going to be a badass sim. So think about that, you guys. Until next time, you guys take care. Brandon, I appreciate you coming on and doing this live stream with us. And
Stop streaming checkbox checked.
till next time, y'all take care. And me and Brandon and whoever else might end up on a live stream or a video with me, you just never know. But until next time,
Yep.
keep the blue skies up, people. We'll talk to you soon.